Area and perimeter of plane shapes. This is plane mensuration. This topic is called plane mensuration. The first question in exercise 12 here says we should calculate the area and perimeter of each of the following shapes. A is a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is length times breadth here. So 7 times 5 gives 35 centimeters square. You did this in primary school, so none of you will have any issue with this. The perimeter of the shape is 2 open bracket L plus B. We actually got that from length plus breadth plus length plus breadth. So 2 length plus 2 breadth factorized to give 2 open bracket L plus B. So that will give us the perimeter of the shape. In question B is a parallelogram. The area of a parallelogram is its base times its perpendicular height. In this question, the 11 written on the top part of the shape also means this side is 11. So if you take this side as the base, this is now the what? If you take this side as the base, this is now the height. So you do base times perpendicular height. Just note that whatever base you are using from the parallelogram must be perpendicular to the height. Sometimes the height is given on, on the outside of the shape like this, and sometimes the height is given inside the shape. So whichever one it is, just use a base that's perpendicular to the given height. Also, if we were given something like this, 9, let's say the height was drawn here like this, we could use 9 times h. 9 times h would have also given us the area of the parallelogram. So take note of that. Very important. The perimeter of the parallelogram is simple. That's A plus B, as in A plus B plus A plus B. So that's 2A plus 2B. 2A plus 2B also factorizes into 2 open bracket A plus B. So the perimeter of the parallelogram is what? 2 open bracket A plus B here. That's what gives us the perimeter of the parallelogram. So 2 open bracket 11 plus 8 will give 2 times 19, which is what? 38 centimeters as shown here. In question C, let me go to question C. In question C, the diagram drawn is a triangle. The diagram drawn in question C is a triangle, but none of the outer sides of the triangle is given. You see, you can see here we were not given Y, we were not given X. I found it here. We were only given 12, 9, and 5. As you can see in the diagram here, we were only given 12, 9, and 5. So in this kind of question, very easily, since you need the outer length or outer sides of the triangle, you need the 3 sides of the length of the 3 sides of the triangle. So you have to figure them out yourself. So as you can see in this answer, 12, 5, and Y form a right angle triangle, and this Y is the hypotenuse of the triangle. As you can see here, this is the longest side. The longest side is the side facing the right angle mark. So Y squared will be equal to 12 squared plus 5 squared. What does that give you? That gives you Y squared is 169. Y will be square root of 169, 13 centimeters. So I have this 13 now. Also, X squared. X is the hypotenuse of this triangle. If this is 90, this will also be 90. So the side facing the right angle mark is the hypotenuse of any right angle triangle. So that means X squared is equal to 9 squared plus 12 squared. So that gives you what? X squared as 225. If X squared is 225, it means X is square root of 225, which is 15 centimeters. So you have the 3 sides of the triangle now. 9 plus 5, 14. You have the base side, which is 14. 9 plus 5. You have 15 this side, and you have 13 for this side. So I have the 3 sides now. If I want the perimeter, I'll just do x plus y plus 5 plus 9 to get the perimeter of the triangle. That gives me 42 centimeters. But for area, the area of the triangle is half base times height. My base is 14, 9 plus 5. So the area of the triangle will be half times 14 times what? 12. The perpendicular height is here, 12 centimeters. This is the perpendicular height of the triangle. So that gives me 84 centimeters squared as my area. Now in question D, the shape in question D is a trapezium, but the vertical height of the trapezium is not indicated, so I'll mark this place. Okay, the vertical height is indicated. The vertical height is 4. The 2 parallel sides are 7 and what? 7 and 10. Now, if this part is 7, this part will also be what? 7. This part too, let me indicate it with red. This part in red will also be 7. If you take 7 from 10, the remainder here will be what? 3. So that means you have 3 for this side, 4 for this side, and you can easily get the size of x. Since this is a right angle triangle and this will be the hypotenuse of the triangle. The hypotenuse of any right angle triangle is the side facing the right angle mark in the triangle. So this is the longest side of this right angled triangle. Take note of that, please. This right angle triangle has x as its hypotenuse. So 3 squared plus 4 squared will give us x squared. That gives x squared as 25. X is square root of 25, which is what? 5. If you know your x as 5, you can easily get the perimeter of the what? Of the trapezium. The perimeter of the trapezium will be, start here, 7 plus 4 plus 10 plus 5. You start at a point on the shape, go around and come back to that point. So that gives you what? 7 plus 4 plus 10 plus what? 5. Let me draw it neatly. 7 plus 4 plus 10 plus what? 5. So that's my perimeter, 26 centimeters. But the area is half a plus b times h. A plus b are the lengths of the 2 parallel sides. 7 plus what? 10. Those are the 2 parallel sides. Take note of my lines. So 7 plus 10 are the 2 parallel sides, 7 and 10. You understand, in bracket. Those will be added, then multiplied by the vertical height, which is what? The vertical height. The perpendicular height between 7 and 10 is 4. That's the perpendicular height or vertical height of the trapezium. So that gives half times 17 times what? 4, to give 34 centimeters squared. Let's go to the next question. E is a circle, radius 20 centimeters here. So the area is pi r squared. That's simple, 1257.14 centimeters squared. But the perimeter of the triangle is the same as its circumference. You start at a point, go around, come back to that point. The length of that line I just drew is the circumference or perimeter of the circle, which is 2 pi r. That gives what? This. Now, next is F. F is a rhombus, and the diagonals are given. The longer diagonal is 30. The longer diagonal is what? 30. The shorter one is 16. But those diagonals bisect perpendicularly at 90 degrees. So this side is 15, this side is 8. Now, these 2 sides, 15 and 8, form a right angle triangle whose hypotenuse is a side of the what? Of the rhombus. This is the hypotenuse facing the right angle mark. So if you take out that right angle triangle, L squared, your hypotenuse will be 8 squared plus 15 squared. That gives you what? L squared is 64 plus 225. L squared is what? 289. So L is square root of 289, which is what? 17. That's, the length of one side of the rhombus. So if you want the perimeter, let me go straight and find the perimeter first, or explain the perimeter first. If you want the perimeter of the rhombus, just do L plus L 4 times L will give you 68 centimeters for the perimeter. So 68 centimeters for the perimeter gives what? 68 centimeters for the perimeter. Okay, that settles perimeter. Let's now go to area. The area of a rhombus is 1 over 2 times the product of the two diagonals. So that's 1 over 2 times 30 times 16. You know how I got 30 and 16? 240 centimeters squared is the area of the rhombus. So that ends question 1 in this exercise. Let's go straight to question 2. Let's go straight to question 2. In question 2, we are given a shape and we are told to calculate the areas of each of the following shapes that are drawn within the shape given. So, you know, this shape given is a rectangle and we are told to calculate triangle ABK. How do we calculate the area of triangle ABK? Let me mark it for you here. Here in this question, this is triangle ABK. So the base is 4 and the height is 6. So half base times height, half base times height will give you the area of triangle ABK. 12 centimeters squared. I've drawn it here. So you check that very well to see. Also, let's go to question B. It says we should find the area of triangle DKE. How do we get the area of triangle DKE? Let's mark the shape first. Where is DKE? DKE. This is triangle D. This is triangle DKE. This is triangle DKE. This is a simple question. The base is 7. The perpendicular height is what? The perpendicular height is the whole length here. So that's what? 6 plus 6 plus 4. So the base is 7 and the vertical height. So I could draw it in the middle of the triangle and, you know, make it look like a height. So the vertical height is what? The vertical height is 6 plus 6. 6 plus 6 plus 4. That's 16. The vertical height is 16. The base is 7. So that gives me half base times height as what? Half times 7 times 16. Half base times height. Let me show you here, okay? I've marked it here. The vertical height is 16. The base is 7. So the area of my triangle will be half base times height. That gives half times 7 times 16, which is what? 56 centimeters squared. Next is the area of triangle ABG. Area of triangle ABG. First of all, where is ABG? This is ABG here on the diagram. I've redrawn it here, but let me go back to the diagram and show you how I got base 6 centimeters and height 13 centimeters. So let's go back to triangle ABG. Here, this is triangle ABG. This is AB, and this is what? G. This is G. So this is triangle A. This is triangle what? ABG. So all I need here too is my base. I need my base, and I need the vertical height. The vertical height is here. Let me try and make that look like a real vertical height. So this is my vertical height. Can you see what I'm showing you? This is the vertical height of the triangle. This is the vertical height of the triangle. And the vertical height will be what? The vertical height will be 13, because this height is 13. 4 plus 9, 13. So the triangle is 13 centimeters high. The triangle is what? 13 centimeters high. And its base is what? 6 centimeters. So half times 6 times 13. You understand? Half times 6 times 13 here will give me my area, which is what? 3 times 13, 39 centimeters squared. Next is the area of triangle HGE. Next is the area of triangle HEG or HGE or HGE. Let's go mark that on the diagram. Triangle HGE is here. HGE. This is triangle HGE. You know the base as 5. Let's get the vertical height. You know, take 7 from 13. This whole height is what? 13. And this part is 7. So if you take 7 from 13, you will have the remainder here as what? 6. So the vertical height of the triangle is 6 and the base is 5. So the area of triangle HGE will be half times 5 times 6. Using that base times height, you get half. Using that base times height, the area of the triangle will be half times 5 times 6, which gives you what? 15 centimeters squared. Next is E, the area of trapezium CDFJ. Let's mark trapezium CDFJ on the diagram so you can see it. This is CD, this is F, and this is what? J. This is area of trapezium CDFJ. Never mind, it looks a bit, but it's okay for the information we need. So here, I know my 2 parallel sides. Having marked out the trapezium, I can easily see my 2 parallel sides. One is here, 4 centimeters, and one is here. You know, this one here will be what? 16 centimeters, as in 5, 4, and 7. All added together will give you 16. Or you use what we used there before, 664, to get 16. So this is my B. So these are my 2 parallel sides, A and what? B. As in, this side is my B, this side is my A. Those are the 2 parallel sides of my trapezium. And the vertical height of my trapezium will be what? The vertical height will be what? 13. So I'll go ahead and do area of trapezium is half AB, half A plus BH. So that will give me half times 4 plus 16. 4 is the smaller upper side. 16 is the base side here. You understand? 4 is the upper smaller side here. So half times 4 plus 16 times 13 will give you the what? Will give you the area of the trapezium. So what's the area of my trapezium here? 130 centimeters squared from here. So that's that. Let's go to question F. In question F, we have to find the area of the parallelogram CDHJ. Area of parallelogram CDHJ. First of all, let's mark CDHJ. CDHJ. Take note, CD. Let me use a different color. CD. Okay, CD. H. What? HG. Or HJ. Okay, HJ. CDHJ. So this is my trapezium. As you can see, I said trapezium. This is my parallelogram. As you can see, opposite sides are 4, 4 here. So these sides too will be the same, although we don't know their length, but these sides too will be the same. Can you see? YY. Let me mark that in yellow. Y, 4, 4. So Y, 4, 4. So I don't need all sides. Having known that this side is 4, I can just do base times perpendicular height to get my area. This is the perpendicular height of the parallelogram, which is 13. So 4 times 13, the area of my parallelogram is what? 4 times 13, because I know the perpendicular height as 13 and I know the base. So base times perpendicular height here will give me 4 times 13, 52 centimeters squared. So the area of trapezium, the area of parallelogram CDHJ is what? 52 centimeters squared. Now, question G says we should find the area of trapezium ADGH. Let me go ahead and mark it first. Or check the diagram yourself. The area of trapezium ADGH. AD is 16 centimeters. Now, HG or GH is what? 5 centimeters. Those are your two parallel sides. This vertical height is what? 13. Trace it very well yourself. AD is 16. AD, this is AD, 16. So this is the trapezium. AD, okay, let me draw it really as a trapezium. AD what? GH. We want the area of this trapezium. This side is 16. This side is 5. The vertical height is what? 13. The vertical height of the trapezium. This is vertical height, 13 centimeters. So all I need is available. I'll just do area of trapezium is half open bracket, half what? Open bracket, A plus B times H. And that gives me what? Half open bracket, 5 plus 16 times what? 13. So that's half times 21 times 13. You put your answer there. So that ends question G. That gives us the area of the trapezium ADGH in question G.